Loud. You clapped.
I just go Super Saiyan. That's the loudest form you could be.
True. He's got a point. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dorm Room Stories. Stories told in the dorm room. Just me and Z-Money here today. I have a very interesting topic for you guys. But before we get too far in, do you have any small talk that you want to bring up? Anything that's happened in the past week?
Yes. I am going to be out of the podcast for a little bit because I want to focus more. My schoolwork is... It's probably going to get a lot harder. It seems like it's about to be. Like the calm before the storm kind of thing. I'm just feeling a little bit stressed, so I'm going to be sticking out of the podcast for a little while. And when I have free time, I'll make the thumbnails for the videos as well as possibly create my own videos or stream on Twitch. Streaming on Twitch is easy.
Very easy. Just start streaming. Just press the start streaming button. You're good to go.
Of course, I have a whole setup. I use this camera.
Yeah. I mean, we went through all that work to get that camera set up on my computer. We use it for one episode. That was fun. But then you knew how to do it for your computer then.
What?
Set up the camera for the computers.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah, for the Discord call. That was good.
That was fun. Yeah, it is very sad that you are going to be taking a step back. I'm glad you'll still be involved. Especially since I suck at making thumbnails. If you haven't seen my thumbnails, don't go look at them. My thumbnails aren't great, so I'm glad you'll still be helping us with that part.
I like playing Rocket League. I don't even remember what it was.
This is Rocket League.
Oh yeah, it was This is Rocket League. In very small text.
It wasn't that small. It was pretty small.
I couldn't read it.
I made the thumbnail and I was looking at it on my computer instead of thinking about how viewers on the phone would see it. And I was like, oh.
Well, actually, it's... bad. Depending on what device you're on, depending on how you're scrolling through it. So thumbnails actually are kind of big because on your phone it takes up
a big majority of the screen. But if you're holding them sideways and you're scrolling, I think it lays them out differently. But no one scrolls in
sideways. Nobody scrolls sideways unless if you're on a computer, which a computer, in my opinion, actually makes it look even smaller.
That's fair. I just kind of threw something together, honestly. So I'm really glad you're going to be sticking with us, at least for thumbnails, because our thumbnails would suffer exponentially if I had to make them. I'm not going to lie.
I won't be lending you my camera because I don't want to lend the camera. But
yeah, you're cool. You're chilling. I understand that completely. I wouldn't want to lend out a really expensive camera either.
Yeah. $1,000 is a lot to lose.
Yeah.
And it would take me a while to forgive you.
It would be the same thing. I wouldn't lend out my gaming PC kind of thing. That's a lot of money that I can't just here, you can use this for a short amount of time and hope it doesn't break.
Damn, I can't use it for my Twitch streams?
No, fuck out of here. It's way too much money in that computer.
I'll rent it from you.
You better be paying collateral that shit breaks. Goddamn. My PC's more expensive than your camera.
It's definitely not portable.
No, it is not.
PC does not stand for portable computer.
No, it stands for power come.
No, I don't think so.
If you can't tell, I'm very tired. 0 hours of sleep tired. So this episode's about to be really fun.
I thought the IT guy was actually going to tell me what the heck it stood for.
On the true side, I don't think I truly know what PC stands for.
Okay.
I don't know if it stands for something.
It could just be PC.
But it could just be the name of it.
I've always thought that it meant personal computer. But
it could. It could mean a lot of things. It could mean power computing. I don't know. I hope the mic picks that up.
I hope so.
Because that was loud.
It felt good.
Anyway,
I really needed to do that.
With that crack of the neck starts the crack of this episode, and we are talking about conspiracy theories and the may or may not be existence of aliens. Because I really like reading up on a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, because it's a lot of fun for me just to see like what people think could happen. And there are some conspiracy theories that I've read and I've been like, I could see why people would believe this.
Yeah. I mean, the universe is quite large, and I think that if there's nothing out there that... I don't know. I just don't believe that there's nothing out there, because I believe that scientists actually found, like, water on Mars, and they found, like, little organisms in it, right?
Yeah.
Then, yeah. Those guys are technically aliens.
Yeah. But like, when we think alien,
They're
we're thinking, like,
more intelligent
large-scale, like, intelligent life. And we can't say that the organisms in the water weren't
intelligent
life. I mean, they're probably single-cell organisms that are just doing their thing. But, like, when we think aliens, we think, like, human-sized beings.
Yeah.
But
little green men with big, huge eyes.
Yeah, and we don't know why that's, like, our standard for
Excuse
aliens. They could easily just look like us.
Yeah, honestly.
And then they'd just be like, hey, we're aliens. And we're going to be like, cool, we're humans. But to them...
I feel like, unfortunately, it will be one of those situations where, like, how you see in movies, like, if they find an alien, they'll, like, try to attack it type of thing.
Or, like, capture it and question it.
Yeah.
Instead
of,
like...
Like, asking it questions is fine, as long as you're,
I feel like the government's going to go to the extent of capturing it before people can understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And then, like... So it's going to put a lot of fear into the creature or the being.
Yeah.
And it's going to cause the being to be upset with us.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think they should treat it like a person.
On the low, I don't want to be on the wrath of an alien.
Yeah, like if it comes to our planet, then
yeah, if it makes like solar system travel, basically, like it comes across solar systems to come see us, then their technology is far beyond ours.
Yeah,
we've made it to Mars in an unmanned rocket. That's about it.
Yeah, here's the thing though. Some people believe that aliens could be a peaceful race, like so peaceful that they don't even have like artillery. That they've just, instead of advancing in artillery weaponry, they've advanced in other places. Where like, because if we like us as humans, if we weren't so focused on weapons sometimes, I think we would probably actually be progressed a lot more.
Well, my issue is that like there could be a race of aliens out there who don't do like artillery and are very into space travel and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is, what if there's multiple different races of aliens?
Yeah.
And there's very aggressive aliens who just like conquer the aliens with good travel.
Mm.
And we wind up just like
being in the middle of
some alien war in planet Earth is just like one of the few pebbles that get kicked on the way through.
Damn.
Like that's a food for thought. Like we don't know how big their spaceships could be if they exist. We don't know how big they are if they exist. They could be little microscopic guys, or they could be their spaceship could be like 4 times our sun.
Little microscopic guys going to war.
Or they could be like terrifying 4 times the size of our fucking sun, just like beaming down through us.
They're all LeBron James size.
I feel like they'd be bigger than LeBron James size.
Isn't he like 7 foot or something?
I think so. Or like he's in the upper end of the 6 foot. No, I definitely believe there's something out there. Do I think we'll ever meet whatever's out there in our lifetime? That's hard to say. But I definitely think there's something out there. Space is way too vast for there to be nothing. But I don't think we've discovered it yet. because people are like, oh, at Area 51 they have aliens, blah, blah, blah. Like, we cannot confirm that, and I don't think there are aliens in Area 51. I don't think they've discovered that level of intelligent life outside of this planet.
Do you think that people who said that they've seen an alien, do you think they've actually seen an alien?
This is such a toss-up for me.
It is, yeah.
Because you see all those videos online of people like, oh, I spotted a UFO. But it is so easy to edit a video together to make it look like a little speck of light is shifting around like crazy in the sky.
Oh, yeah. And then sometimes, like, so even whenever, there was a time where, I don't remember when it was, I think it was Christmas time. And I was walking with my friend, and she's like, are those UFOs in the sky? And literally, like, it was like spotlights of light just, like, going across the sky. And I was like, no, I think those are just Christmas lights.
That's a good one. It's crazy to me because, like, you see those videos, and, like, there was that one incident with the, I think it was during, like, a fighter jet, like, training thing or something, and they came across, like, a really fast-moving unidentified object. Flying unidentified object. And I remember hearing about that one, and they showed the clip of it, and on, like, the infrared camera, like, it's moving crazy fast. It's like a military video. So, like, I could see maybe that's real. Maybe. I mean, there's no guarantee it could be also edited together just to make something cool. But, like, it's just so hard to tell. Like, videos would be nice if we could prove video evidence being real. But videos are so easily edited nowadays. It's like, fuck. What if one of these days someone's actually going to see an alien and no one's going to freaking believe them?
Well, there are, because I've seen, like, a few videos online. Like, Corridor Crew did a video on, like, alien videos to see if they were, like, faked or not. Because they are professionals in, like, CGI, editing, and video. So they said that, like, a lot of the videos out there, that, like, all the videos that they've watched are fake.
Yeah.
So
it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people are gonna keep posting fake stuff, and the crazy thing is, like, I feel like it comes in waves with aliens. Like, we'll hear about aliens for, like, a little bit, and people will be like, oh, I saw this video, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the talk will just die out.
Yeah, once it's in the pop culture, it becomes, like, trendy.
And people are always posting videos about it, going crazy about it.
But, like, all trends, it kind of, like, fizzles out. But, like, then it comes back.
It keeps
Not a
coming
lot
back.
of trends come back.
Yeah, like, it keeps coming back. Like, but, like, you don't hear about any aliens, and then one person was like, I think I spotted a UFO, and then everyone's like, oh, me too, like, sending all these videos and stuff. And then, like, after a couple months, it's like, hey, remember that time we saw aliens? Ha, we're stupid. It's like...
Have you ever seen an alien?
No. I have, swear to you, I've seen something really crazy, but definitely not an alien.
What do you mean?
So, I remember we were coming back from basketball practice in high school, and my mom was working, so she couldn't take me to practice. And my one buddy, who was older than me, had his license. So he was taking me home from practice. We were on our way back, and we come to this road, you take a left, and then you go around this bend. And as we come around this bend, there's like a blind hill. And as we're coming up to this blind hill, we see like this big, shadowy, like dark figure at like a full, like, 50-mile-per-hour sprint, just darts, boom, across the road, and goes into the woods. And when we got up to where it was, there was no sign of, like, someone being there, but we both saw it.
Interesting.
So it's like, it could not have possibly been a figment of our imagination. Like, we both saw it happen.
Yeah.
And when it happened, we both got really quiet when it happened. And then he looked at me and goes, did you see that? And I'm like, And we're just like, what was that? And we're both like, I don't know. I guess we will never know. So yeah, I've seen some things like that happen in my life
Mhm.
that like really shock me. Like I still don't know what that was, but it was like taller than a person, like your average person,
Mhm.
and it was almost like Bigfoot stature, but it moved like a human, and it was
Was
fast.
it running?
Yes,
It was running.
On 2 feet like a human.
I thought it was like on a motorcycle.
Nope, it ran. It is real creepy. As you think about it, it is dark because like, basketball practice wouldn't end until like 9 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
So it was already really dark out. And then as our headlights hit this like blind hill, we just see this shadowy figure just, and that's the thing is like it ran across the headlights.
Yeah.
But it didn't get like lit up by the headlights. It was just shadowy, the whole way across the headlight beams.
Mm.
It was creepy. Very upsetting to see happen, not gonna lie. Like, I still think about going, I wonder what that was.
So it went, like, right in front of your car, like, across?
It was, like, not right in front of us, but, like, up the road a little bit from us. But the high beams from the headlights were definitely covering that area.
But it went across the road?
Yeah, it ran on 2 legs across the road.
Interesting.
Like a human. And we thought we would roll up to that area and see somebody, like, going off into the woods.
Mm.
No.
Interesting.
There's nothing. When we got up there was no sign that anyone had run through the woods in that area. Like, it looked like the woods were completely undisturbed, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was an interesting time. Didn't like that. Definitely not.
I can imagine.
I was upset. What about you? Have you ever experienced any alien type things?
I don't think I've experienced an alien. I mean, unless if the aliens like did like some sort of like projection or something, which I guess is possible, but I don't know why they would be doing it. So there's this place. It's like a historical museum type place. It's called the Compass Inn, and they have tours there during Halloween where they tell like spooky stories about like old stuff, and all that's all good and fun. But there was this one time where I got kind of bored with the story, so I just kind of started looking around the place. There was a staircase that went up, and you weren't allowed to go up there because they had it closed off for Halloween. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they have it open during like day tours or whatever. But there was just this guy, this like old guy, like he wasn't working there. And he didn't look like... He looked like a ghost. Like, I swear to you, this guy just kind of... And then he just kind of looked over at me. And then he just kind of, like, looked down sad again. And I was, like, so freaked out. And then I turned around and I was like, Mom, look at that. And then she goes, look at what? And I go...
Oh, hell nah. Like, look at what? I'm running. If no one else saw that, I'm gone. That girl's trying to reach me and I don't want any part of it. Look at what, my ass. I am out of here.
Hold on, I gotta turn off my phone.
You're good. So, I guess on the topic of ghosts, I think they fall under like conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the existence of ghosts?
Yes.
Okay. So, I do to an extent, right?
Understandable.
I don't believe any video about ghosts being real.
Absolutely not. No.
All that shit, fake.
Yes, absolutely.
All of that fake.
There's like all those TV shows where it's like, oh, I saw a ghost. And then they're like, yeah, it's all fake.
But like Ghost Hunters, the show, so fucking good. It's such a good show. I know it's all fake, but sometimes I watch it and I'm like enthralled by watching it. I'm like, this is so fucking cool. I want to go do this.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go on their crew and go to these really sketchy ass places and like get my ass spooked off by their equipment that goes off on its own. Like,
yeah.
Like I love that shit. I love Ghost Hunters. I thought it was a great show. Like when I used to watch it, I would watch it. I watched it so much. I watched their fucking Alcatraz Island episode. That shit was good.
I haven't seen much of it, but like I've seen some of it because I know that when it was on, my dad watched it, and then I watched I think some clips online, and then there was one video that I fully watched, and that was Danny Gonzalez. He went to like a spooky hotel. That's a good video.
They actually did an episode of Ghost Hunters, and it wasn't too far from where I grew up. It actually was where my first job was.
Oh, really?
So my first job was at Conneaut Lake Park, which is no longer standing. It has been completely torn down, and because someone new bought it, and they kept it open for a year, and then they demolished everything. So now it is empty land that they're going to put whatever they want there because they own the land. So it is no more, and it's very sad. But
that's sad.
Hotel Conneaut's still there. Hotel Conneaut, for people who don't know, is known for being haunted. Like, people report like tons of ghost events. Like, they see like a little girl in a rocking chair, and like
is it like an abandoned place? Or?
No, it is a running hotel.
Oh, okay.
And it's like very old style building. It's a very, very old, and so it's been haunted for years.
Have you like been to this place?
Yes, that is where my ex-girlfriend's prom was at Hotel Conneaut.
Nice.
So we wound up actually. So I've been there a few times. I've not really explored around inside, but they did an episode of Ghost Hunters there, and that episode, real creepy. And to know that place, real creepy. But I thought that was a really good one, and that blew my mind to know that they were like. I mean, that's 30 minutes from where I grew up. I worked there. My first job was at Conneaut Lake Park, and Conneaut Lake Park and Hotel Conneaut were like connected.
Yeah.
So
this is probably just because of like movies and TV shows and like people's theories, but like I don't think that ghosts can leave their area.
Kind of like a Beetlejuice situation.
Yeah.
Like wherever they have died, wherever their residence is, if they try to leave, they would be unable to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I totally agree to that. I think that's a really good way to put it. Like, I don't think a ghost can follow you. There is a song. It's a country song, and it's called. I think it's just called Private Malone or Riding with Private Malone, and it's really good. And it's about a guy buys his like dream car, but then has to go to the military, and he ends up dying in the military while he's deployed, and another guy comes along and he ends up buying the car and like fixing up and stuff, and he talks about how like when he would drive he thought he could see like the guy who passed away like in the passenger seat riding with him and stuff like that. So like his residence would have been in the car. And then there's a part of the song where he talks about how he got in a really bad crash, a fiery crash, and people said that it looked like a soldier pulled him out of the car, but they never got his name, and he's like, so he like believes that this ghost saved him.
Yeah. So
like, I do like that idea.
That's the thing though. Like, if you die in a car crash, you stay in the car. But like, if the car goes to a dump and gets crushed,
now you're just part of a crushed block.
Then you're just like.
But if the car gets crushed and they wind up using the parts that you melting that car down into another object, maybe you become part of that.
Would you become part of that, or would you be set free?
Both. Maybe you're a part of that, but you could also leave that.
Maybe. Or maybe you get like transported to like that intersection that you crashed into.
You're just stuck in the middle of the intersection watching cars drive through you for all eternity. Fuck that. Ghosts are a very crazy topic for me. I really want to go do a ghost hunt. Like,
I'm down
with a crew, like because you can send them to go with like a crew, and they have like equipment and stuff you use, which is all rigged to go off and scare you and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, it'd be so cool. Like, it would actually be so freaking cool. I love that kind of stuff. Like, I think it'd be just so fun to get spooked by stupid things.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the camera to go off. It's gonna go off soon.
Oh right, yeah.
But
do you have to go on round soon?
Yes. I'll have to go on rounds between takes. But I'll run through them real quickly.
Probably in between takes, I'll also plug in my computer.
That's probably smart. Mm-hmm. On the real, it's a real smart move. But I really enjoy the conspiracy theory stuff. So there's a lot that I could talk about. And there's a conspiracy theory that, like, I'm kind of on the verge of believing, and I'll definitely talk about that, is it's a 9/11 conspiracy theory.
Okay.
And I think I've mentioned this one to you before, but basically, like, so the planes hit the towers, and then there was the plane that hit the Pentagon, and there was a plane that crashed in the field of Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
Yep, that is what happened.
And that fourth plane was supposed to go to the White House. The
Yes.
trajectory was mapped to be going to the White House.
Yeah, I've been to flight.
Flight 93 or something.
Yeah, Flight 93.
Yeah.
It's a neat historical place,
Oh,
and they've upgraded it, and it's really sad.
Oh, the
phone calls.
Yes, that's
you can listen to people's messages, and it is so sad. So like people trying to contact them before they like hit the ground. Oh my god!
I have a story about that. When we were there, one of the ladies a lady was there, and one of her kids were on that flight, and so they were at the Flight 93 Memorial, and they were kind of listening to the phone call things, and they were listening to one, and they heard their daughter's voice, like her last call, and she just started crying, like just completely broke down, and her other family members kind of grabbed her, and they were like, "It's okay," and they like walked out. I'm like, you know how hard that would be to hear. It's like you want to be there because you want to like commemorate like the spot where they died and stuff like that. Like it's big for you, but like I could not imagine hearing that voice again on like those phones.
Yeah. It was pretty heroic too, because like they like took control of the plane and made it crash so that it didn't hurt anyone else.
They just had that chimes thing there too. The I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the voices thing, and like there's one chime for every victim on the plane.
Oh yeah.
And they're all different tone to like match their voices, I guess.
To match the voices.
To match like the voices of the people, basically.
Interesting.
And like when they all play, like it resonates this really like harmonious sound when the wind blows through them. It is really cool. It's really neat. They actually, when we went...
I'm sorry. I thought of something.
No, bad. You're laughing at something about 9/11. Bad.
No. Because I was thinking, you said that like each of the chimes were their voices.
I think that's what it's supposed to commemorate.
Yeah, I know, but like, what if it was just like legitimately their voices, and they're all just going like,
No.
I'm sorry.
So that actually the voices thing wasn't made when we were there. It wasn't finished yet when we went. I do have a conspiracy about that flight in particular.
I'm interested.
So, 9/11 was a tragedy across the whole country.
Yeah.
Very sad moment in U.S. history. Very sad. The conspiracy for Flight 97, 93. I keep saying 97. 97 sounds right. I don't know why.
I thought it was 93.
I don't know.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
So the conspiracy of that flight is that since they saw the planes going towards important structures in our world, that they decided, and then they saw the trajectory of that flight heading towards the White House.
Yeah, it's Flight 93.
Huh. Is when they saw that the plane was heading towards the White House, they decided that the government decided to shoot the plane down to protect the White House, and they gave the passengers a heroic story so that the passengers looked like heroes, and they didn't look like the government just killed a ton of people to protect a building. That's what the conspiracy is. That my mother has told me. I'm not saying we believe it.
You're saying that You're saying that the government set it up? Or what?
No,
What?
I'm saying that the government knew that the plane was going towards. They figured out that last plane was going towards the White House, and so they shot it down while it was over Pennsylvania. And when they shot it down, they knew they had to make the passengers look like heroes, so that people weren't upset. So they came up with a story saying that the passengers hijacked the plane back.
Can you, like, shut off a plane from the ground?
I'm not saying shut it off, but you can hit it with a strong enough, rifle in one of the engines, or with a missile hit one of the engines.
That would be kind of hard to tell, like, if it was shot, because
it hit the ground.
Exploded.
Exactly. So we don't know. And we can assume that the government isn't lying to us.
I can kind of assume that, because there's, like, a few, like, phone calls and, like, things from people saying that this is what was happening on the plane.
But we don't know what exactly happened on the plane.
That's true. We weren't there.
I don't think we ever got the black box.
And anyone who was there couldn't tell us.
Yeah. And I don't think... I'm not for sure, but I don't think the black box was recovered from the plane.
Black box?
It's the box that has all of the headset records and stuff. That would, like...
Well, the phone calls are, like, legit phone calls.
Yeah.
Oh, but you mean, like, a recording of what the pilots were saying?
Yeah. So the black box on a plane has, like, all the recordings of the air traffic control. When planes crash, they'll pull the black box, and it gives them full diagnostics of the plane at every stage of the flight. Like, everything. It gives the whole manifold of, like, the entirety of the plane, the communication going on with the pilots, the stuff like that. So when, like, planes crash, they'll pull black box records, and they'll be like, okay, well, it looks like the plane didn't have to crash. Why did you crash land it? Like, if you've ever seen the movie Sully, about the plane that lands in the Hudson.
Yeah.
During that, they pull black box records, and that's how they knew. So the plane gets hit here, this is what happens. That movie's really good if you haven't seen it.
It is really good.
Very good movie. I love
and
the movie.
They try to argue that in the movie that, like, you could have, like,
he could have saved it, but
that would have taken, like, practice and
exactly. And he would have had to know
how to do it
before. And he would have had to know that those birds were going to hit the engine.
Yeah,
he would have had to know,
because they didn't know about it for, like, a little while until they were like, oh,
because there's a scene where they simulate birds hitting the engine, and then pilots being like, okay, bird is our engine's been hit by birds, we got to go inland. And so they have, like, immediate, like, boom, all right, let's go do what we got to do. But then in the scene, they're like, yes, if you're aware already that the birds are going to hit your engine and take your engine out, we could have made it back to a station. But you need to give us, like, 10 seconds of processing time. And in those 10 seconds can change your entire outcome. And, like, so they told the pilots of the simulations to wait, like, 10 seconds after the birds hit the engine, and then try and make it back to an airfield. Yeah, and when they did that, none of them could land the plane. They all crashed. So him landing in the Hudson was the only possible solution to save the passengers on the plane. But so my thing with 9/11 is that, like, that's a conspiracy I've been told, and I don't know how much I believe it, honestly. But I do say that it is definitely a possibility that could have happened. Would I like to believe the story that the passengers actually overpowered the hijackers and were heroes? And
I would like to believe that.
I would like to believe that something happened, but
I watched a movie about that too.
But why only the plane that was heading towards the White House wound up having the hijackers being fought? Why didn't the one that was going towards the Pentagon have the passengers rebel? Why didn't the one that was heading towards either of the World Trade Centers?
Well, you realize if you're in that situation, do you really, like...
But my thing is, like, if I'm in that situation...
Are you going to take action?
I don't know if I would. I don't think I would, honestly.
See,
I think I'd be too scared.
Yes.
And
that's one of the things. In most crowds of people, if you stand out, that is one of the most scariest things that you can do.
Crowd mentality.
Yeah.
Crowd mentality is a fucking killer in this country. It's that idea that, like, I see something happening, but someone else is going to report it, so I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mob mentality. It's a crowd mentality thing.
Hate that mentality.
It's such a bad mentality that, like, a lot of people across the world have.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that I've seen. I've seen in my own life. Like, we were at work, at my other job, my actual job that I have now, and right outside of our front window there was a crash of our office. We could see the crash, and like, hey, someone should call 911, get them on the phone, you know.
Like a car crash?
Yeah.
Okay.
The car crash on the road, right?
That makes more sense. I just wanted to clarify that. He didn't witness 9/11.
No, I did not. I was not alive for that. I wasn't even a thought.
Nope.
So we witnessed a car crash happen, and I was like, hey, we need to get 911 on the phone. Oh, then someone should go out and check on them. And one of our coworkers was like, no, I'm sure someone else is already going to call 911, or is going to call 911 and is going to check on them. And I'm like, that's a bad mentality. We need to go help. And so, like, 3 of us went out and, like, made sure everyone was okay. And, like, we had someone stay in the office and call 911 and get police to arrive and stuff. And I'm like, that crowd mentality can be the death of people.
Absolutely.
Like, if it's a severe enough accident where, like, people are severely injured and neither of the drivers can call 911, I mean, I don't care. If four people call 911, we might need 4 people's worth of dispatch to show up.
Yeah.
And usually 911 dispatch will dispatch the crew, and then when someone else calls in for the same incident, it'll alert them that, hey, this incident's already been dispatched for. We can dispatch more if you want.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure how the system works. So, like, who cares how many people call 911? Let's make sure these people get the help they need.
Absolutely. Because, to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of, like, accidents happen where, like, all the police would be, like, backed up anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely not. That's my thing. And so that's, like, where I'm at. So I was just like, it was just a...
I agree.
But, like, yeah, like...
Don't just be a bystander.
9/11, that whole conspiracy is kind of there. It's just one that I've heard. I know there's many about 9/11. Like, oh, Bush was involved and all that stuff. And I don't follow any of that stuff. Because that gets into a deeper level of politics that I just don't know anything about. There's stuff like that. I mean, I don't know why Bush would cause 9/11, but I don't know. Maybe he has some sort of secret agenda if he did do it. I don't know. Like, I just don't... I
didn't know that was a conspiracy.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy that Bush was, like, behind the attacks on 9/11.
Huh. I didn't even think of that, but that's probably because I wasn't alive then. But
there's a bunch, and, like, I truly cannot sit here and tell you all the 9/11 conspiracies because I don't know them all, but I only know a few. But, like, the only one that I've really heard that, like, could make sense to me is the one where Flight 93 was shot down. Was brought down by outside forces, and they made a story to make the passengers look like heroes. But even then, I don't want to believe that to be true. I want to believe...
And do you know how hard that would be to shoot that plane down? That'd be difficult.
We have surface-to-air missiles that could do it easily.
Yes, but
satellite
to aim
technology.
it, I don't know.
Satellite technology, you just walk onto that plane and say, all right, we're taking it down. I mean, we do it with... Freaking heck. Stop messaging me. Like, we get just stuff like that. Like, all the time. Like we see, like we take down drones and enemy planes and stuff in the military. I would like to believe that it wasn't shot down, and I'd like to believe that the passengers really did rebel against the hijackers and take the plane down on their own. But we just don't know because we weren't there. We weren't on that plane when it happened.
Yeah.
I almost said we were on that plane when it went down, but that's probably in poor taste.
Yeah. If we were on that plane, that'd be impressive. Not only were we not born yet, we'd be alive.
We'd be like miracles of something.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd live my life after something like that. I'd be too afraid to get back on planes.
No, I'd never be on a plane again.
I would never get on a plane again if I was in a situation like that.
That's why a lot of people are afraid of planes.
Well, it's just
even though traditionally they are safer than cars now.
Yeah, there's less plane crashes than there are car crashes.
Yep.
But did you know there's more planes in the ocean than submarines in the sky?
Well, of course.
That's a really fun one that my buddy said to me the one day, and I kind of laugh at it every time he says it. Yeah, because I think it was when I was going on the trip to Europe, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of nervous to fly. I've never flown before. And he goes, well, you know, there are more planes in the ocean than submarines in the sky. And I was like, dick. But I do enjoy reading some conspiracy theories. There are definitely some that I just cannot stand, like the moon landing being fake. That one hurts me to listen to. The Earth is flat. That one hurts me.
Yeah.
Because we've proven the Earth is not flat.
Yeah.
I do not believe the moon landing was faked. I just don't. I don't believe they faked it. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I also don't think that they faked it.
Because you got to think about the time period that we landed on the moon. There is no shot in hell we had the equipment capable of making a hyper-realistic landing on the moon.
Yeah. And, like, there was also, like, people who watched it take off. Like, not just on TV, like,
in real life. In real life. The rocket leave orbit. Like, I don't understand that, honestly. I will never understand that fact. Yeah, I just don't.
And even if you do believe that, I do hope you believe that we're able to get there now. Because we 100% can.
We've done it.
We've done it multiple times.
We've just said, hey, you want to go to the moon? We just send people there now.
Elon Musk is like, hey, I'm just going to go take my spaceship now.
I'm gonna go to my personal spaceship and go to the moon real quick. And then Jeff Bezos is like, hey, me too. But, like, so that's a thing. Hopefully, if you don't believe in the Neil Armstrong landing, you at least believe that we can get there now in life. That's a very good point. And you can believe what you want. At the end of the day, you're a human being. You can make your own decisions, and you can believe what you want to believe. If you want to believe the moon, that original moon landing was fake, then by all means, I mean, you can believe that. Just don't shove it down other people's throats that don't believe that same thing. Because I know there's a lot of people who believe the Earth is flat, and they will shove it down your throat that the Earth is flat. Mm-hmm. I know people like that. That's miserable.
Give me 1 second. I want to try something.
Go. He's breaking things, guys.
Okay, that did nothing. Let's go.
Alright. So that's kind of where I'm at. I did see a thing, and it was like, if someone hits you with like a wild conspiracy theory, just hit them with an even crazier one. Like, if someone says, "Oh, the moon landing was fake," you just go, "You believe in the moon," and you just walk away. And then there's me sitting there going, "What?" Like, what? That's a good one. I like.
I don't know why. I thought you were gonna say, if someone hits you with a conspiracy theory, I don't know why. I thought you were going to say, like, hit them with a car or something.
If someone tells you a conspiracy theory, run them over with your fucking car. God, that's insane.
I'm sorry. I'm just not a good person, apparently.
Sorry, I'm responding to a message that seemed minorly urgent.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
There are also conspiracies about the pyramids, which we mentioned before we.
Yes, we did mention before the podcast.
Where are you at? Where do you stand with that? The pyramids.
I think they probably were assisted by aliens, at least, because, like, showing, like, facts and, like, all the technology they had, there's just, like, no way. I don't see them possibly building that with. Yes, they had pulley systems. Yes, they had the ability to make a brick. But to get it that high and in that shape, I don't believe that. I believe that they, like, put drawings and stuff in there, like, maybe made, like, put whatever they want in there. But to actually build the structure and the fact that it's lasted this long, I don't know.
The pyramids are really crazy to me. Because I want to believe that they were just built by the Egyptians.
Yeah.
I want to believe that. Totally. I want to believe that. And I want to just sit and believe that, like, they just were like, hey, we're going to lug these heavy-ass rocks for however far we need to push them to get them to the top of this giant-ass pyramid. I mean, easily, I want to believe that. But it does seem very hard.
Yeah,
to accomplish.
Because the thing is, they didn't make any other structures that were, like, even, like, close to being that nice.
Yeah. But did you ever see the conspiracy that, like, since the top of the pyramids are gold, they said that
I didn't know the top of the pyramids were gold.
Actually, I think they were gold.
How would they originally be gold and then not be gold now?
Someone stole the gold.
Oh.
I think that's a thing. A history thing.
How the hell did they climb up there?
Don't ask questions. You're asking too many questions here.
This is a conspiracy theory episode. This is where we ask the questions.
No, the questions are being. No, the questions are asking us.
You sound like one of those bad conspiracy theorists that are like, no, yeah. Don't ask any more questions. It's real. Just believe it. Believe it. That's a Naruto reference because like. That's all Naruto says. That's his catchphrase.
Stop it. Shut up. You're gonna upset so many people in our comments.
I do like Naruto. I wanna preface that. I enjoyed the show.
But yeah, like the top of the pyramids were like gold, I guess. And I guess so one conspiracy is that they only built those top pieces to the pyramids that were gold. And then the sand like they dug down and built the pyramids down, basically. Or like the sand like eroded away to reveal the pyramids. But that is just...
That'd be a lot of sand.
That one's...
Wait, I need to see how big these pyramids are. Cause I don't know the size.
No, they're huge. They're fucking massive. Like, they aren't just like little dinky pyramids. They are like huge.
How tall are the Egyptian pyramids? 450 feet. 455 feet. Feet? Is it feet?
Is it FT?
Hold on. Let me look up in feet. I want to make sure it's in feet. I don't know what metric system Google uses. Yeah, no, I guess it's 455 feet.
Over 4.5 football fields tall.
Yeah.
To put in perspective of American measurements. 4.5 American football fields tall. That is insane. I couldn't imagine walking uphill for that long. Let alone lugging tons And I mean metric fucking tons
Yeah.
of brick up to the top of these pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
No shot in hell you getting me to do that. So I don't know.
How tall were the Twin Towers?
I think they're fairly tall.
Yeah,
I can look that up.
They were the tallest building in New York, right?
I think so. Before the Empire State Building.
Yeah, before the Empire State Building. Maybe. I don't remember. I wasn't there. I've always been born with the Empire State Building.
1,772 or 1,776 feet to the tip.
Okay. That's quite large.
Yep. The Empire State Building is 1.25 thousand. It's 1,250 feet. It's actually the Empire State Building is shorter than the World Trade Centers were. They were big apparently.
That is.
I believe the tallest building is now in.
It's in like Tokyo, I think.
I think it's Japan.
And they have this. It's a really neat structure because it like has like curves in it, doesn't it?
I think it's this one, is it not? I think
it might be. Yeah.
It's really not loading.
You could look up the largest structure in the world.
Largest building.
Excuse me.
In the world.
I don't think we have any more conspiracies to talk about, right? I think
we're it's the building in. It's that building in Dubai.
In Dubai, okay.
Oh, that's not
really.
I think that's a different thing, is it? It's tallest, not largest. Let's go tallest.
Oh yeah, tallest. Tallest and largest are quite different.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's that building. It's this one right here. That's the tallest one.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
I'm gonna.
Oh, Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa.
I think this is the one in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
And then Tokyo Skytree is also there.
Shanghai Tower is pretty tall.
Golden Finance. Yeah, these are.
That is neat. If y'all are wondering, if you're watching the video, if you're not watching the video, I'll describe it to you. But basically, I've been holding this, what's called a wisp. It's an alien from Sonic the Hedgehog. If you were wondering, it's green. It looks kind of like a ghost thingy. Yeah.
It kind of looks like a bell.
It does kind of look like a bell.
Like if you took a bell and you give it 3 ding-alongs and something to hold it by.
Yeah.
With a face.
Well, sort of a face.
Mouth.
It's got a mouth. It can talk, communicate, and fly. That's how it gets around. It floats.
It do float.
Not this one, though.
Here, let's try it. Ready?
No.
What if it just started floating in the air as I tossed it? Dude, I would lose my mind. I'd be like, yo, we gotta go.
I'd be like, this conspiracy theory is now real. Ghosts are in fact real.
I do enjoy conspiracy theories. I find a lot of joy in listening to them.
Absolutely. So, I think we're coming to a close on this podcast. Definitely. So, we believe in ghosts, right?
Yeah.
We think that aliens are very, very plausible.
Oh, there's no way this universe is this expansive and there's not other intelligent life out there.
I agree.
There's an episode, not to quote a rival podcast here, but there's an episode of Distractable where they talk about, if you haven't seen Distractable, it's a really good podcast, with Markiplier.
I think everyone's seen Distractable because they wanted Markiplier's OnlyFans.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen Distractable, there's an episode where they talk about aliens and stuff, and they talk about the fact that easily we could like meet aliens that are just like
look like us,
So
and
like,
we
doing,
wouldn't
like,
know.
Well, they're doing like space trash, and we'd be like, "Oh my god, we're so glad to finally meet you," but they're doing like just a random mundane job, and they're like, "What are these people doing? Like, why are they so excited to see us?" Like, it's stuff like that. Like they've talked about, like that could be the craziest thing. Is like traveling through like the solar systems and stuff could be just normal for them.
Yeah.
And we would be so excited to see them, and they would just be like, "Oh, I was just going on my Sunday stroll. What's up?"
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like how in Guardians of the Galaxy they just like go wherever.
Yeah. Or like in Star Wars, they just travel from planet to planet.
Mm.
Like if space travel was just that easy for them.
Well, in Star Wars, it's a lot less easy for space travel.
Yeah.
But
it
it is
still
more.
a premise.
It's more common than
they just drive around in space.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy to me. So aliens, we believe a very high chance in aliens.
ghosts. I swear to God that you saw one.
I believe it. I used to live in a haunted house, so I believe it.
If you see a painting staring at you, it's probably not staring back. It's just the illusion that your mind creates, and that is a fact.
That is a creepy illusion your mind creates. I hate that. Like,
I absolutely hate it.
I've looked at paintings and like moved and like it just goes. I'm just like, no, I'm done with this. I don't want to look at you anymore.
Unless if you're in a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Then it's probably staring at you.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it and it looks away from you, then you're in trouble.
That is going to close our podcast for today.
Absolutely.
Thank you all so much for listening, watching, whatever you're doing with it. Comment down below what conspiracy theories you have.
Make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified when our uploads go live every weekend.
Man, you're asking a lot from them.
Oh, bite me, you're leaving.
You're right. I will also not be here for the next episode probably because, like I said in the beginning, I am taking a break.
And we totally respect that decision. Just step back because you need to focus on your future first, which is absolutely we totally get it. We're very glad you stuck around for 13 episodes and really helped us out get things.
13 episodes is a lot, especially considering that I didn't even know about the podcast
before we started doing it, and then we were just like, "Hey, you're in it now," and you're like, "Cool."
Yeah,
that was fun. First episode, you just kind of showed up at the end of it, and we're like,
"Well, yeah," because I heard y'all screaming, and I was like, "Is everything okay?" Like,
I'm like, "Yeah, we're doing podcasts. Get in here," and you just sat down and recorded. So, yeah.
And then we just talked. Anyways, bye.
Bye.